Hey guys, I think I'm live again. Let me go to my husband's um, phone if I find Facebook here. I'm really having. Oh, here it goes. Here she is. Let me invite her. Hey.
Hi. Oh
All
my
right.
God, so frustrating.
Technology for you. So annoying. So if you caught the first few seconds or minutes of the last live, I totally erased that one. I was saying that we were going to do a live on Zoom, but having major technology issues, and obviously Facebook is also giving us issues, but we are going to make this live tonight. So if you're on, tell us where you're from, tell us how we know each other, but we're going to get rolling. So tonight we wanted to come on because I'm so freaking proud of my sister, and I just knew in my heart the moment I received her
Hi, Atia.
Hola, mi amor.
it's a
¿Cómo
puppy.
está, papi?
So
Look, wait.
okay, puppy. So the minute that she sent me her results, her 3-week results this morning, I knew in my heart that there are a lot of people who are stuck in their health and fitness. There are a lot of people that are struggling with weight issues, with nutrition, that needed to hear her story. And so I asked her, I said, would you mind going live and just sharing your story with other people and just bless other people with what you've done to get this far? And she was willing. So before we get started, I have a couple of questions for her. She is my younger sister, and I want to ask her to introduce herself and tell us a little bit about what she does. By the way, I haven't introduced myself. Coach Gabby, right? I think you guys are on my page, you know that. But go ahead.
Okay, can you hear me?
Vaya, papi. Go ahead.
Can you hear me clearly?
I can hear you.
Okay, perfect. Hey guys, what's up? So my name is Elena. I am a counselor in a charter school in the Bronx. So I help students navigate the entire college process from beginning to end. I don't know, what else do I say?
You're my sister.
We are sisters. I am the young, lovable, funny one. I'm 29. I grew up in the Bronx. Went to college, have my master's degree. What else? I used to watch Barney when I was little. That's all I got.
What?
I said I used to watch Barney when I was little.
I'm done with you.
Wait, so real quick. So we've been trying to fix this technical stuff. So when my oven goes off in 3 minutes, I'm gonna have to run, turn it off so my food doesn't burn, and then I'm gonna come back just so y'all know.
All right. So you see, this is like real life, guys. So so let me tell you a little bit about how I got introduced to my first accountability group and how I invited her, and then she can tell you her experience on her first accountability group. So back in 2014, I wanted to lose the post-baby weight. Matias was only 8 months at the time, and I didn't want to leave him with anyone. I was breastfeeding, and I'm not even gonna lie. Like, the only fitness that I had ever been into has been Bikram yoga, but that's an hour and a half, and I didn't have an hour and a half to, at the time, period. I don't even think I have an hour and a half now. So that was just not going to happen. And so when I saw an invitation to an accountability group, and that I could do it from my home, that I can work out 25 minutes a day, Monday through Friday, follow a simple nutrition plan from home, stay home, breastfeed my son, didn't have to, take the bus, drive anywhere, look for parking, wait for machines. I knew that that was where I belong. When I started to see results, I knew that I needed to pay it forward. My immediate thought and feeling was, I need to pay it forward to the people closest to me, to the people I love, to the people I know that need this. And that was my family, and that was my friends. And I know that my sister has always struggled with her fitness and nutrition and her weight. And so I reached out to her and invited her to join me in my first ever accountability group when I became a coach. And her oven went on. But she will tell you the story of how, you know, she ended up signing up. So did
I'm
you
back.
turn it off?
Yeah.
Okay.
So what year was it again? 2000. I'm getting old. 2014. So in 2014, I had just gone through a breakup. Yes, very typical. And the mama wanted to get sexified again. And so I was feeling crappy, you know. I was like at my highest weight, and I was like, yeah, I got to do something about this. I wasn't feeling good, so I jumped into anything that would hook me into fitness. And at the time, it was dance fitness classes. And I did that for a while, and for like hours and days, and, you know, kind of figured it out on my own. Like, I didn't know what the hell I was doing, but I was able to get down from like 215 pounds to 180 doing that, right? And it took it took a while. It took like over a year for me to do that because I didn't know what the hell I was doing. And then at the time, I was living in the Bronx, and I ended up moving up to Ithaca, New York, because of a job I got. So when I was up there, I don't know how to drive. I don't have my license. So it was inaccessible to everything was inaccessible to me. So I couldn't go to the gym, even though there were gyms around me, to do dance fitness. So I was like, shit, like, what am I going to do now? And at the time, my sister had been working out, and she kept suggesting, like, work out at home. And I was like, yo, that joint's not going to work. Like, that's not going to work for me. And it's cute for you, but it's not going to work for me. And so she would tell me, like, over and over again, like, yo, just work out at home. Like, do what I did. Like, do this 10-week program. And eventually, I remember I was sitting at work in my office, and she goes, all right, well, if you want to stay 180 and fat forever, then don't do anything about it. And I was like, yo, she's serious right now? Now, you have to understand, like, my sister and I, we talk to each other like savages. So I wasn't, like, offended by it, but she pissed me off. But it was what I needed to hear, right? Like, when you get me mad actually, like, being angry, there's a couple things that fuel people. Love, anger, and a couple other things. For me, fear and love. Fear and anger, love and anger, wow. Love and anger are the things that fuel me. So she got me angry. She tapped into that, and I don't think she even knew that. And I was like, okay, well, I'm going to do it now. And, you know, if it doesn't work, watch. And then if it did, well, I had nothing to lose. So I did it for 10 weeks, and I was able to break that plateau. I had been stuck at 180 for 6 months. I went down from 180 to 160. And I kept going, and it was an amazing experience.
Awesome. Can you still hear me?
Yeah, I think it just lagged a little bit.
So, yes. So she's my younger sister, guys. So I know what triggers her and what gets her to act. This is why I had to talk to her the way I did, because I know that she needed this. I know that she was on a journey already, and she was doing freaking amazing, right? She had, what was that, like 35 pounds, right? About 35 or...
I don't do math. You do math.
So you said you were... and you were at 180, right? You were stuck. And so I knew that I couldn't just, as a sister watching from the outside in, I couldn't just let her be. She was doing such a great job working on herself that I had to push her, and that's what I did. And then she had amazing results in our first group. Wait, did you say how much you lost?
Yeah, I lost in those 10 weeks. I think I lost like 12 to 15 pounds, but then I did like an additional 4 weeks, and then I ended up losing like a total of 20 pounds. So I reached my goal weight. Like, when I first started losing weight at 250 pounds, like, I was like, I want to be 160. And I did. I got to 160.
Awesome. So talk to me a little bit about, you know, once you reach your goal, what happened? Why did you stop? Why did you fall off the wagon?
So I could tell you that, you know, a lot of stuff happened. Life happened, right? I could sit here and tell you I got anxiety, chronic anxiety, severe depression, all that stuff. And I'm going to choose not to blame it on that. I'm going to blame it on the fact that I allowed my emotions to control me. For like after that, like I would say from when was that, 2015, 16, 2015 to now, I think I've been the type of person that has allowed my emotions to control everything I do. And that's not to invalidate anxiety. It's not to invalidate clinical depression, because it's real for me. I experience it regularly. It is a battle I have to deal with, I've dealt with. So I'm not going to be the person to say, oh, that's not real. Like, that's in your head. You could snap out of it, because it's not. But the reality is that you can control that, right? You can, and it's not easy, but you can fight and overcome that. And so, very simply put, I allowed these emotions, my emotions, to get the best of me. And so what did I do? I would eat to, emotionally eat. I didn't do anything. I was like, oh, I feel sad. I'm down. I'm anxious. I'm not going to move. I'm not going to get out of bed. And so you do that over, consistently over any amount of time. And what's going to happen? You're going to put the weight back on. And so that's what happened. And I ended up gaining everything back over the course of, a year, 2 years. I don't know, but I know I gained it back.
Right. I think probably over the course of 1.5 to 2 years. Okay. So what made you recommit this time around? Because, I think I've done a pretty good job at harassing you, right? To join again and again and again when I saw that you fell off. So what, I guess, why did you recommit this time around?
I mean, I've always struggled with my weight. So for me, it's like, it's a pattern, right? It's like something I'm used to. And I think people that have always struggled with their weight can understand like this like lifelong thing where you're always like trying to lose weight, right? And I think it was worse for me because I was successful at it and then I gained it back and I felt like a failure. I felt like a loser. And from in that 2-year span, I tried again and again and again, and then like, anxiety would kick in, an episode of depression would kick in, and then I would fall off the wagon and then go back up again, right? And so it was like this constant battle in that time frame. And most recently I was like, yo, like there has to be more than this. There has to be more to life than just worrying about my health or my weight all the time. And so I was stuck and fixated on that idea of there has to be more. And you like think about it. You feel like that. What does that create? That creates like this longing, this sense of longing. And I kept looking and searching, like, what is it? I mean, to be honest with you guys, like I secretly, from family and everybody, except for like a couple friends, I secretly applied to get a second master's degree and I got in because I'm thinking, one of the places I've always been really successful is my career. So I was like, I think that's it. I think I need to go back and educate myself more and maybe, do something with this extra degree. And I wasn't feeling it. I got accepted. I was thankful, but I wasn't excited. It was no getting into Cornell. It was no getting into St. John's. Like that wasn't where my heart was. And I'm like thinking, what the hell is going to take away that longing? And so we went to New Orleans as a family. And my brother-in-law and my sister at the time were doing a workout. And that joint, I was like, I would watch them on social media doing it. And I'm like, are they serious? Like, who the hell? No. Chunky Licious over here can't do that. That's ridiculous. And they were like, just try it. They're like, you can modify. And so that kind of gave me the permission to do something that I thought was hard. And I was like, okay, well, if I can't do it full out, it's okay. I can at least do it my way. And that's okay. And so they gave me that permission that I really needed. And that was the first step. The second step was the fact that in the workout video, the trainer, he like spits a lot of motivational like language and positivity. And he said this one thing that struck me. He said, reinvent yourself. And I just kept it, like, I don't know why, it just hit me. And I kept hearing it in my head. And I was like, okay, like I'm going to reinvent myself. Like, I can do this. Like, I don't need to go back to school. Like, I have to take care of me first. Like, I've lost a foundation. So I need to reestablish myself, right? I don't need a new job. I don't need a new apartment. Like, I just need to feel grounded in something. So I took that as my sign because it felt fulfilling to finish that workout, something that I thought like I couldn't do because I'm seeing Jode and my sister do it, and my brother-in-law do it, and I'm like, I can't move like that because I don't physically look like them. And everybody that I would see doing this workout was like really, really fit, and I'm like, are they serious? Like, what chubby people are gonna do this workout? Please tell me. And you'd be surprised. I mean, I guess I could talk about that later. I really remember. I don't even know if there's a space, but like, all I can say about this program is like, I have moved in ways that I didn't think I could, but it's that exactly that. It's like what I thought, you know?
Mm-hmm. I knew that I wanted to do this live with my sister tonight because, while I have never struggled with weight the way she has, I did gain weight with my pregnancy, and I gained almost 40 pounds with it. And so for my height, I'm short. I was carrying a lot of weight, and it wasn't healthy for me. And so I've lost over 50 pounds throughout. I did that in a year period. And however, I know how I felt. And while, people might not validate that because I've never been overweight, I wanted to bring on my sister because, a lot of people, what's the word? Like, they diminish the fact that I accomplished that. Like, that's a big ass goal. I've crushed 50 pounds off my body. And I think that, because I've never been overweight, people will say, I don't know how it feels, to be overweight. And while that might be true, I have experience from the outside in, yes, and I don't feel, what my sister feels in here, but she's my sister, and it hurts me to see her hurt. And I'm a coach. I'm a health and fitness coach. And the fact that, my sister reached her weight goal about, years ago and then fell off the wagon, and I saw her putting it back on, that shit hurts me because if I can't reach my own family, and I'm reaching, all these other, people who follow me that at the time might be strangers, and then obviously we become a family, we become friends, it pains me. And so I wanted you guys to hear it from someone who struggles all the time with it, so that you can see that not just someone who, gained weight with pregnancy was able to accomplish that. Because, hey, how many mommies out there, right, are still struggling with losing the post baby weight, right? And so I want you to see that it is possible for everybody, not just for, us that are having kids, but for people like my sister who have struggled with, with weight for many years. And for her, to say, I was able to do it, and it was just that shift that she made, that decision that she said, I'm going to reinvent myself. And I think that was key. So I'm going to ask you another question. What made you recommit this time around? Did I ask that already? No.
Yes.
I did ask that? I'm losing my train of thought. All right. So what was different this time around? Like, how did you stick to it?
If I had to pick something, I would say it was my mindset. I think when you asked me the last question, I said, like, I kept thinking, I can't do that. And like, that's the message I kept drilling in my head. I can't do blank. Like, I can't do anything. I can't lose weight. I can't do that workout. I can't eat healthy. It doesn't, like, I can't. And I mean, that's the little voice in my head that I kept hearing and saying. And so I believed it. And when I actually did it, right, in New Orleans, I was like, oh, well, maybe I can do it. And so I started to realize that it was just about your mindset. And so every single day, I just checked in with my mindset. And I want to be clear, like, every single day, like, daily, I would talk to myself. And I don't care if you think I sound crazy saying that shit, because I know all of y'all talk to yourself. But like, I talked to myself. When I didn't want to work out, I would say, no, you got to do it. I love you too, Monica. And, you know, it was all talking to myself and checking myself, right? Like, I can do it, or just go push play. Maybe do the first 5 minutes, or yes, you can, or come on, girl, right? Like I did in one of my videos that I posted on Instagram. Like, it was about checking myself daily, and giving myself that motivation instead of saying I can't, replace it with I can.
Yes. So I have a question for you. So it was the mindset, right? Because I'm gonna tell a little secret here. So when she fell off, you know, as her coach, you know, she's my sister, but I'm her coach too. And so I have to, you know, I vowed that I would coach her through her entire journey until she met her goal. And while she did that and she fell off, it was my job to get her back in, to get her back on the wagon, because that's what we do as coaches. You know, we don't just sell you a package and then send you away and you got to figure that shit out on your own. No, we commit to making sure that you succeed. And so every single time I started a challenge group, I said to my sister, there's a spot waiting for you. You know, my group is always open for you. And then she would start, and then she would, somewhere around week 1 and 2, she would fall off, right? So
or like day 1 and 2.
Okay, so she said it, right? But
no, because like that's real life, right? Like, I'm not gonna sit here, like, this is what happens, right? Like, you quit so easily, like, oh, it's hard, or I don't want to do it, and boom, and that right there, I don't want to do it, and then you act on that, right? Because you told yourself that message, I don't feel like doing it, and that's what I would tell myself, like, man, I'm good.
So what, you know, I know that you say the mindset shift, but what was it like? Like, walk us through like a usual day, like, you know, a day that you walked in from home, and you know, from work, excuse me, and you said, I'm fucking tired today, I'm not gonna work out, right? Because it happens.
Like during my journey,
during the 21 days that you just went through, like, what made you snap out of it? Because it's so hard to be in that moment, because listen, fitness is not my forte. So if I don't put my workout clothes, it's not going to happen, right? So what did you use this time around to make it happen?
Okay, so I said
I guess,
mindset, so I'm gonna
let me ask you a question.
That. What?
Go ahead.
Wait,
no,
what were you gonna ask me?
I was gonna say, so what I want is for her to tell you what happened at the beginning of this journey, because she was going back into that path. She started to kind of, you know, give in to temptations on week 1. And I want her to tell you what, you know, so basically the question, did you cheat? And what made you get back on track and do it?
All right, so you want the juice is what you want.
Right.
Okay, well, no, I like the first question, and I'll answer the second one. You said, like, what's a typical day? So I'll give you today. Today's was a really good example. Like, okay, I finished my first round of 21 days, but I'm going to do it all over again. Oh, you think because I did 21 days, I want to come home and all of a sudden all my habits are perfect and like I'm all new, and so I want to work out? Hell no. I came home and I was all up on social media, distracting myself, wasting time, not wasting time, but like, you know, procrastinating, doing all these other things.
Yeah, time.
Right. And then and I was like, yo, I don't want to do this. And I say that, like, honestly, I don't want to work out. Like, I personally do not enjoy it right now. Maybe 4 years from now, maybe 5, maybe 3. I don't know, maybe never. I don't want to work out. But I did every time. I waited. it's like, it happens like in a second. Like, it's not like I'm sitting there like thinking for hours, but I weigh it like, okay, if I don't work out, what am I sacrificing? Like, what am I going to lose out on? And I'm like, I'm going to lose out on not reaching my goal. I'm going to continue to feel fat. I'm going to continue to feel, you know, uncomfortable in my skin. I'm going to continue not to fit into my clothes. I'm going to continue to want to hide. I'm going to continue not wanting to look in the mirror. I'm going to continue feeling ugly. I mean, hello, like, and I know what that feels like every single day. I don't want to feel like that anymore. And so I said, well, what do I gain if I work out today? I get a little closer. I'm not going to be skinny today, even though that would be amazing, but I get a little closer to not feeling like that, right? So there's these feelings here and then the good feelings here. And so it's like slowly walking in that, like away from that. So I just waited every day. And like, I was like, okay, if this is what I have to do to get away from this ugly feeling, I'd rather do this hard thing and this like not so good feeling because it sucks instead of the other feeling. So I waited every day. And I would do the same thing, like, oh, I'm craving French fries. All right, bitch. Which one do you want? Do you want the French fry or do you want to feel good, right? And sometimes it was, not sometimes, it was always multiple times a day. Always multiple times a day. And sometimes it was like a conversation in my head, and sometimes it was a split second. And then did I cheat? Okay, so yes, I did cheat because I'm human. I'm not freaking perfect. So the first week, the first week of our meal plan, it eliminates grains. Like, you can still have carbs, like sweet potatoes and stuff like that, which I love because I made French fries out of those that first week. But you can't have rice. And so I planned successfully Monday through Friday. I was like, yes, on this. I did all my workouts. I was feeling really good, and I planned over the weekend. So I went to do something, and then I was like running behind on my meal. So I went to pick up some food at Bio Bio. And I was like, it's all right. Like, you know, they got the chicken and the rice. You know, one time I have rice, nothing's going to happen. And I was like, I'm going to even portion control it. Like, what's the big deal, right? Like, it's not a big deal. So I think I posted it on social media. And it wasn't my sister because I think she was away somewhere. It was my brother-in-law who checked me. And he basically said, like, you know, you have to prepare. And if you don't prepare, like, don't deviate, like, try to find another route to maintain, to like stay on course. And I told him, I was like, I basically said, like, well, it's not a big deal. Like, bro, like, it's just a little bit of rice. I freaking portion controlled it. Like, what the hell? Like, it's one day out of 7. Like, really, bro? And he went back and he said, I did this. He's like, my goal was to lose 10 pounds the first week, just like you. And I made it work. I didn't deviate at any point. And in that moment, he pissed me off. I was like, my nigga, don't look at my social media then. Like, like, it pissed me off. And then later, I realized it wasn't about being perfect. It was about honoring that commitment that you made to yourself. Like, the more you break your commitment and the more you fail at doing things, the worse you're going to feel about yourself and the less confident you're going to feel. But the more you honor your commitment and you reach those little goals, like, ooh, I stuck my meal plan 100% today. That makes you feel more confident, and it elevates you and it boosts you. And that was the point. It wasn't about being 100%. It wasn't about being in competition. It wasn't about being extra, right? It was about the fact is honor that promise you made. And so I made a new promise. I said, okay, I promised I would do this journey. I stuck to the workout. So now I need to readjust that commitment, because for me, I need to kind of say it out loud to myself. And I made the commitment, like, now I'm going to follow the nutrition plan 100%. And I think and I'll be honest, the other way that I cheated was that sometimes, like, if I woke up late or whatever, like, I didn't get in all my meals. So a bitch was definitely like stuffing her face, like, at the end of the day, trying to get everything. But, like, you know, I mean, you figure it out and you work with it, right? It's not going to be a perfect process, but I would say besides that one incident, and then, like, trying to figure out, like, how am I going to eat all this food, and then readjusting my calorie bracket after talking to my sister, you know, like, it worked out. Like, you have to learn from those little obstacles or the big obstacles and readjust, right?
Right. So I want to clarify and then piggyback to what she said. That was when I was in Texas. So thank you, babe, for whipping her back into shape. But um, I, this particular program that my sister did is a 3-week program, which ramps you from week 1 from 25 minutes to then 35 minutes to then 45 minutes. And then your nutrition bumps your proteins from week 1 to 2, and then your carbs start to diminish. It's not that, we teach you about a healthy lifestyle and how to eat in a way where you're going to enjoy it. But this particular program is so that you can ramp yourself to see results fast, which is why there's no starchy carbs like rice and that type of and bread and that type of stuff. But other than that, and other meal plans, you can have those things. So I just want to clarify that. And the other piece of this is that, I just want to add, love that he was able to get you to understand that it was about honoring yourself, that you're honoring the promise you made to yourself. Because think about this, guys, we are so quick to promise someone and keep our promise because we promise someone else. But the minute we make ourselves a promise, we give up on ourselves like that, like super fast. And so that's what he was trying to say to her. Listen, I wanted to feel a certain way, and I knew that I needed to honor myself for those 21 days. Or if it's 3 days, for 3 days. If it's 30 days, it's 30 days. But it's honoring your promise to yourself because you deserve it. Because if you're willing to honor someone else, why wouldn't you do that for yourself? And then it's the compound effect that it's that decision she made at that moment, that if she continued to go down that path, she would have either fallen off the wagon again, right?
I was going to say that it's a slippery slope. Like, first it starts with a little portion control, like, oh, it's just rice. All of a sudden, maybe it's going to be a cupcake, a bite of a cupcake, or it's going to be something else. You know what I mean? And I didn't, because I cut it right away, I didn't get to that point. But like, I had to take a step back, and I didn't grasp the message that he was sending me right away because I was annoyed by it. But I grasped it later on, where I was like, yeah, it's the little things every single day doing the same thing over and over again that really like makes you successful. Thank you, Claire.
Right. Yeah. So okay. So just wanted to just wanted to say that just think about, I love that analogy my sister gave about, being here, and then there's that bridge in between, and then so this is your current self, and then there's that bridge in between, and this is your future self, right? And so you gotta walk away from your current self to get to your future self. But if you continue to practice the same behaviors that you've been practicing, you're gonna go the other way. You're not gonna get to your future, the future healthy self, the one that you foresee, the one that you envision. You're not going to get there unless you take actions and steps, positive steps that get you there. So so I'm glad that you saw what Jorge was trying to get at. And then finally, well, 2 more questions. Was it hard? What were the words hard?
No, was it? It is hard. It is hard. Like, it's funny, today I pressed play and I was like, oh, it goes back down in time because it goes from 25 to 35 to 45 minutes. And then this is my round 2, so I start at 35 minutes. So I was like, oh, if I could do 45, I have no problem doing 35. Listen, this whole process is humbling as fuck. Like, like right. I did 30. I was like, still hard. It's hard every day. Like, the food piece, the exercising is challenging because I don't do that every day. That is not in my nature. It is not one of my habits. But I'm still gonna do it because it's a lot harder to be uncomfortable in your skin. So I'm gonna keep doing it, even if every day I say I don't want to do it. Until maybe one day I will, but I don't know that. I can't tell the future, but yes, it is challenging. I don't want to say it's hard. I think I spoke about this before. Like, it's not it's not hard to like love up on yourself, right? It's not hard to work out. It's challenging because you're not used to it and it's uncomfortable. But hard is like having cancer, bro. Like, that's hard. You know, having heart disease, that's hard. Having diabetes, having to prick yourself and check yourself, that's hard. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
that shit is
Working
hard.
out, yeah. I don't, and thank God we don't have, haven't experienced that, right? Um, but like that stuff is hard. Working out, you know, freaking eating a couple healthy meals, like, is different and challenging, but like, get over yourself.
Yeah, so she picked her hard. I'm gonna also blast it. And guys, I'm only doing this because I know that there's someone out there who's watching this live that needs to hear this, and that you guys are on this live because you need to hear it today. And if that person's not here and you think that that person needs to hear it, then I encourage you guys to send them this video, to share it with them, because it is so important to take care of our loved ones. When I became a coach, it was because I saw how this worked for me, and I saw how I could do it from home. And with our busy lives nowadays, I was like, wow, like I gotta bless other people with this, right? And I gotta bless my people with it. And you know, I text my sister because I literally, I'm not even gonna lie. You guys are gonna be like, yo, Gabby is crazy. I have over 6,000 photos. No, I have over 6,000 photos on my phone. I just started to clean my phone, my pictures yesterday, and deleting them and putting them into albums and stuff, right? And I went through all those pictures, 6,000 of them, to find a picture of my sister and I, so that I can tell you guys to come meet us, because we were gonna go live, and I found two out of 6,000. Why is
Yeah,
that, my?
and then she texted me. She's like, "Yeah, I couldn't find a picture of us," and I was like, "I'm not surprised. Like, I don't like taking pictures because I feel fat. Like, I don't want to take pictures."
And I always ask her. I say, take a picture with me when we're at an event. And I looked at all my pictures that she's been at those
Yo, and
events.
not for, and this is not to, sorry to interrupt you, and this is not to knock you, because I think it's really important to honor your process, whoever, whatever you look like, whoever you are. But I think, to be real, like, it's also really hard to be the younger sister and to look like you're the older sister, or to look unhealthier, like, or fatter than your sister. Like, that's really embarrassing. So no, it's not that I don't love my sister, but I don't want to take pictures. And, like, I've had people do that, like, oh, that's your sister? How old is she? Oh, wow. It's like, and like, it's because it's about me. Like, I feel so bad about myself that, like, I take that compliment towards my sister and I make it about me because I feel awful. So that's why I don't take pictures. Like, I don't take pictures, period. But like, even worse, like, I don't want to take pictures with someone that, like, I'm like, damn, I could probably do that or to be just as healthy, and I'm not figuring this out.
But you're doing it now, and that's what
Yeah.
counts. You're doing it now. And so that my message is, stop hiding. The beauty of life is to be present. And yes, memories are here, memories are here, right? But from time to time, we want to make a pretty picture, and put it in a frame and give it as a gift. And so if that's what's holding you back from being in the picture, then it's time. It's time to work on you. And so I'm so proud of her, because this is not easy. I mean, like I said before, I'm not into fitness myself, and yes, I am a coach. I am a health and fitness coach. But the reason that I am a coach is because it holds me accountable to my own health and fitness goals, so that I can then share it with someone else. And so I might look crazy as shit when I'm working out and I'm uncoordinated, trust me. super, like sometimes when there's a new workout and it's 25 minutes, it might take me 35, 45 until I get it right, but I get it right, right? And so it's time to really look at yourself and say, I want to be in the picture, you know, because guess what? I want Matias, you know, to remember and have memories of us when we were young, and so on and so forth. And so she needs to be in the pictures, and you need to be in the picture. And so it's time for you to, you know, to take ownership and start acting now towards your health and fitness goals, if that's what's stopping you from being in those pictures. And then, sis, I have my last question for you. Is there anything you would want to say to someone who is stuck in their health and fitness, someone who maybe hasn't started, maybe someone who has always struggled with their health and fitness, with their weight, with their nutrition? They don't even know where to begin. Is there anything you can say to them, or you would like to say to them?
So I want to validate first, you're not alone. There are thousands, probably millions of people that are experiencing what you feel. And I'm saying that because it feels very lonely. When you're surrounded by social media, when you're surrounded by, you know, magazines, whatever, and everyone seems and appears thin, right? Because that's all you kind of see messaging is that. And healthy, then you start to feel like, oh, like I'm alone, like I'm the only one who can't do this, like something must be wrong. So you're not. You're definitely not alone. And I say the second thing is, like, don't compare yourself to other people.
Mm-hmm.
You know, make it about you. Make it about your health. Stop thinking about the abs. Stop thinking about, I don't know, just make this about a long-term thing. Yes, like you have a goal to reach that goal, but then don't stop there. Like make this an everyday thing. Um, I think the most important thing is like to stop comparing yourself, because I still do it, and I'm like, oh man, like I want to do that, like I saw someone else do, or like I want to wear that, or what. Like this is about you, just you. That's it, just you. And if it's never too late, it's never too late to change, and it falls on you. That's the other thing. It falls on you. It's not gonna magically happen, and no, it's not gonna be easy. The good stuff is never easy.
Right. I love that you said that, guys. You don't have to, and this is why I joined my first group ever, because I didn't want to do it alone, because I knew I wouldn't do it alone. Right? You join, or you should, or even if you do it at home alone, what happens? You want to give up, and then there's no one there to hold you accountable. There's no one there to pick you up. And so this is why I joined a group, and this is why she joined a group. You don't have to do it alone. And there's always someone you can reach out to for help. Reach out for help. Ask for help. Don't stay with that in here. I'm telling you, our health is our wealth. Period. Period. If we are not healthy, you can have everything in the world. You can have, you know, a great paying job, and you can have, you know, all the material things, cars, houses. But if you are not healthy, and you cannot be present for your family, whether that's a spouse, your kids, your mom, your dad, your siblings, whatever it is, then what is that all worth for? So ask for help. Reach out to someone. Reach out to us. Reach out to Mari. If you feel that you can't identify with me, and I call my sister Mari, that's her middle
They're
name.
probably like, who's that?
Right? They're like, out to who? And she calls me Karen, which is Karen. That's my middle name as well. So guys, if you feel like that I might not understand what you're going through, then reach out to her, right? Let us help you. You don't have to do this, but listen, you don't have to stay like this. You don't have to. We want you to be healthy. We want you to enjoy life the way it's supposed to be enjoyed. So that's our message for tonight. Mari, thank you so much for joining. Thank you so much for, you know, just being so brave and so open and so candid about your feelings, because I know that that's not easy. I know that that's hard to do, but I know that you did it because you're selfless, and because I know that you want to help someone out there that's in your shoes. So congratulations on 9.2 pounds. That shit is amazing. That's inspiring. You killed it. You showed up on that, in that group every single day, and you were inspiring not only me, you know, but you were inspiring to all our challengers, all our coaches in there, and Jorge. He said, and him, and you know, love you, and we're so proud of you, and we can't wait to see where you are in another 21 days.
Thanks, guys.
All right, bye.